On 3, 2, 1. We are speaking with singer Ronnie Romero. He has, of course, been associated with CoreLeoni, Ritchie Blackmore's Rainbow, Michael Schenker, and a bunch of others. As we say here in Montreal, bonjour, Ronnie. How are you?
Hello, Mitch. How are you?
Good, good. Well, we've spoken before when you did the Rainbow project quite a while back. Talk to me just real quick about all these projects, because you recently put something up on Facebook that I want to talk about, but I want to make it very clear that you're a working musician and you need to work. And so when you join Rainbow and then they do nothing for a couple of years, or you join Schenker and then the tour can't happen because of COVID, you need to keep moving, right?
Exactly. Actually, part of my words about in Facebook the other day is about exactly that the people doesn't understand how musicians we need to work nowadays. People needed to understand that the music business is not the same anymore as in the 70s or the 80s. There is no multimillionaire record deals. Um, we are not that kind of untouchable
Right.
people that
There's
rock
no
stars.
tour support, you know?
Uh, there is almost nothing. I mean, music becomes in a regular and normal job, and actually anybody can be a musician nowadays.
Yeah.
You can see it. You can see it. It's really easy to record an album in your house just with a laptop.
Yeah. Throw it up on YouTube.
Exactly.
Lots of YouTube stars, you know. What's her name? Rebecca Black. Remember Rebecca Black? She did that song. What was it? Friday, whatever. 10 million views or something.
And mostly because I know the most of the rock fans, yeah, obviously they want quality on the music, but nowadays it's really easy to shine, as you say, in YouTube or whatever, without any quality in what are you doing. So it's really hard to fight against a lot of things that in the past the rock star never had to deal with, you know. So actually, my words were about I was a little bit tired to being treated as a rock star when I am not a rock star. I'm just a working musician.
You're just a
You
word.
know.
Well, in fact, here, since we're talking about the Facebook here, you said, and I'll just quote real quick some of it, not all of it. I'm tired of this dirty music world. Everybody thinks you have the right to tell you what to do and how to do it. Everybody thinks they have the right to judge you. Nobody is enough educated, etc., etc. Everybody wants a piece of your cake and they want it for free, etc. Is that now something that you, now that you've said it, do you feel better? Do you regret it? Do you want to defend it? How do you sort of look at it? Because sometimes we write stuff and then we go, okay, it's off my chest, good. And sometimes we go, no, fuck this. And like
It's interesting because yeah, as you say, normally it's like as you say, it's like okay, there is that moment when you're really tired about everything and you need to do it. Probably it was like 2 a.m. in the morning after a couple of drinks, you know. but but I just realized after this post I did in Facebook and all my social that there was a lot of people agree with that, right? I didn't feel alone in my thoughts, and that's very interesting because
yeah.
I never expect that. I was
Well,
just
let's
trying to release my feelings, and then everybody was like, "Oh, you're right. You're totally right." And there was I'm telling you about or other musicians, college, the friends, and obviously fans. Um, and I can tell you, obviously I'm not going to tell any names because I think it's not correct, but uh, everything happens the last days because this Sunstorm release news about I was recording the album instead, Julian Turner, um, and then I had another experience with another very well-known musician who was asking me to join him in a solo record. And I say, yeah, sure, no problem. You can send me something. As always do, like in the last 5 years, when I have an offer normally what I do is to ask to this person to meet personally, first of all. If it's not possible, I really love to talk by phone, whatever, to meet the
Right.
person.
You want
And
to get that vibe.
exactly. And then after that, I need to listen to music, because if I don't like the music, it's that's not going to happen, right? So this guy sent me the music, and I say, oh yeah, this is pretty cool. Like, we can do it. And I told this guy, okay, this is my fee for the recording, and I didn't get any reply about that. Not even a reply about, you're an asshole. You cannot charge this fee because you are not whatever. You are not Ron James Dio. You are not. And I will be totally agree, but at least to have a reply.
Well, you have to make an offer, and then you get a counter offer. You got to say, well, it's going to be X amount, 1,000, and then they come back and say, listen, we'll give you half. I mean, that's how negotiations go now.
Exactly. And it's not the first time that happens to me. So I got really disappointed, first of all, about this guy, and then I thought I need to say something, because it's not good to keep this for you. And
Well,
that's it.
and I got to say, as somebody who does the journalism thing, a lot of the websites out there, and I'm not going to name the websites, but they grab your material for free, and they think you should just. And I've said to these different websites, hey, it's my content you're monetizing, and they look at me and they go, no, we're putting your name out there. We're letting people know you exist, and I go, right, I can't pay the rent with publicity. So, and they're like, oh, well, and I was then told, we're reporting on your report. And I went, no, you're stealing my content. There's a very big difference.
It's exactly like that. This world is so, there is a lot of things that the musicians and all the people involved in this music business, we need to deal with every day.
Yes.
That the fans, they don't see, they don't know, they just. And the funny thing, the people they criticize the most probably are those guys. They go to internet and they listen your record for free, download it in a Russian website or whatever.
No, but I get. Listen, you and I so understand each other, because you're an asshole for not doing the song for free, and I'm an asshole for not giving my interview for free. It's just it's like no.
And it happens the same, for example, with the image. Sometimes I receive some pictures from the shows or whatever. I always try to name the photographer or whatever, but for the photographer it's the same thing. So sometimes they see their pictures and nobody's paying for that.
Yeah, I agree.
There is a lot of things that got me really tired.
Well, here's another thing that a lot of people don't.
You as a journalist, you can understand this.
Yeah.
I remember I saw a movie some years ago. Maybe you remember it. It's called Almost Famous, and it tells the story about this very young journalist. He was behind this, following this band, to get a new for the Rolling Stone magazines or whatever. And I just realized it's not funny that in the past they were the journalists searching for news, and now it's totally the opposite. The musicians will need to go after the journalists to get my news comes out.
Well, by the way, it's funny you mentioned that, because you put out Lords of the Black, you also put out Ferryman and all, and I reached out to publicists to try to get you to do an interview, and everyone said, oh no, he's not available. And I went, what do you mean he's not available? Lords of the Black just came out. They went, they go, he's not available.
You can tell how we are talking now. I mean, you just send me a message and say, okay, yeah, cool, let's do it.
Well, of course, and there are these gatekeepers in the business that they give themselves such self-importance, and it's just like, oh, fuck off. We're all here to help each other out. Let's help each other out. And I'll say one more thing, and then I'm going to get to the positive, because I have sitting in front of me the Michael Schenker Immortal album. It is fucking brilliant, and you do 3 songs on there, and they're great. But just so that fans understand, there are certain record companies that will insist on owning the name of the band that you're in. If you try to leave that band, they won't let you take the name with you. and then they'll go around and sue you. So this is what the musicians are dealing with. They're being sued for the name of the projects that they're fronting, and it's happening right now. There's a guy I know, and I'm not going to name names. He's being sued currently by one of the labels because they had a 3-album deal. The albums are done. They want to make a 4th album with somebody else, and the label sued him. And it's just like, come on.
I mean, people they don't know that kind of things. Obviously, I mean, they shouldn't. The fans they shouldn't know this part of the business. But
No.
sometimes you get really. It happens to me the other day. You get really tired. I remember to have some problems with some record deals, even when I was not in the paperwork. My name was not there, and anyway, I got problems, legal problems, because I was in the band, right?
Yeah, and they're doing these 360 deals.
I remember to I'm not gonna tell
No.
I'm not gonna tell names and anything, but people gonna understand. I quit the band just because of that, just because I start to have problems with the record label, and I quit the band. But the people was blaming on me, not in the record label.
No, well, of course, the record labels stay in the background on this, and then they do these 360 deals where if we sell a T-shirt with your face on it, they own 30%, and you're like.
And then you need to know, that record labels sometimes they're signed musicians and they're signed artists just because they don't want this artist to be in another record label, but it not really for support the artist, which is really nasty.
Yeah, it is. But let's get to the fun stuff here because we're going to do another 15 minutes, and I don't want to be all negative all day. I first got to hear your voice and heard the story from when you joined Rainbow with Ritchie. Putting aside any legal things, and I don't know if there are any, what was it like to have Ritchie Blackmore stand next to you on a stage and send you music to record on and just be part of that? Because he's one of the most mysterious guys in rock right now, and yet there you are. And the what was it? The double live album, what was that called? I forget. Yeah, it was fantastic. Your voice, so good.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, it was a great experience. It was, to me, it was a gift to have the chance to work with Richie and not just play music together, as you say, to realize that I was with with this guy in the stage working together playing music, but to have the chance to meet him personally every day during the rehearsals, during the tour, sharing things, time, taking a beer together. He was talking all the time about a lot of histories and about Rainbow in the past. It was a kind of a open book to learn everything about the business. And then you understand why Richie is in this kind of character, really close. He has a small circle around him and nobody can touch him. And you understand why at the end.
Yeah, so, you get beaten up.
It takes me a lot, not just in the music side, but even in the how to deal with a lot of things that obviously I was not prepared at that time. And he told me, you need to be prepared because this is going to happen. And it happens at the end.
The best advice. All right, let me get over to Lords of the Black. New album is Alchemy of Souls Part 1. I put in 3 requests to talk to you, and they all said, oh, no, he's not doing interviews right now. And I was like, you got a new album. How's it? Lord of the Black, Lords with an S, is basically your band, and it's been for many, many years. Talk to me about that. And at some point, yes, you're a working musician, but do you have to say to yourself, okay, I'm going to focus on Lords of the Black, or I'm just going to be Ronnie Romero solo and start doing solo albums? Or just talk to me about that band, that album, and where do you go from here?
Yeah, it's interesting because as I said before, I'm never thinking about Ronnie Romero's career. and probably that's a mistake from my side. I don't know, but normally I do what I feel that I need to do every day. I'm like every day waking up in the morning and thinking what to do to be happy. So I'm never thinking about the Ronnie Romero's career, but if I have Lorso Black, and I feel really happy to work with Tony, and I think we do a great team together, uh, and we make great music together as this Alchemy of Souls. I can tell you, when I was out of the band during most than a year, and then suddenly I got this call from the record label and from Tony that like, we need you because we have the album ready and it's not working, and we need you as a lead vocalist because it's the way it's supposed to be. And I say, okay, let's do it. And I record the album in, I think it was 5 days, something like that. It was ready. I didn't listen to the songs before until I went to the studio, and it was really easy,
Yeah.
But then suddenly you have as you said before, I have a call from Ritchie Blackmore. How can I say no? I have a call from Michael Schenker. How can I say no, Michael? No, sorry.
Adrian Vandenberg.
I'm not going to do this because fans are going to get upset if I'm in many projects at the same time, I got this call from Vandenberg and from CoreLeoni that I remember when we met.
I love Leo. I love Leo.
Yeah. So
by the way, how come people bust your balls for being in all these bands? But I mean, you look at Jeff Scott Soto, you look at all. There's a whole bunch, and everybody goes, "Oh my God, they're great!" And then
I think for the people it's wrong. Just when you are a singer, if you are a guitar player or a drummer, is everybody okay with that? But if you're a singer, it's really hard to handle it. But anyway, I don't think it's I'm wasting too much time in every project that I'm involved. To me, it's really easy. Actually, I have a lot of free time, so I don't understand when the people ask me how you deal with a lot of things. I don't know. I mean, I have time to watch Netflix every day. I have time to play in the PlayStation. So to me, it's really easy.
Well, okay, let's quickly talk about Vandenberg 2020. It's one of two albums called 2020, the other one being a Bon Jovi album. What was that like working with Adrian? Because he's another guitar master, and that album sounds killer. Was that one-off? Are you going to do more with him? Are you done? Because there was going to be a tour, and no tours. Where does that leave you in the project?
Yeah, we were trying to work on the tour to support the album. Is to be the obvious thing for this album, but obviously doesn't happen because of the COVID. We were postponing the tour many times, and it's really hard to handle it because there were up to almost 100 shows in that tour planned, and then at the end, it clashed with my agenda with the Michael Schenker tour, supposed to be fall next year. So I'm not gonna make it. We talk and they say, listen, this is not working because I can. I mean, I'm really good doing my job, I think, but I cannot be in two tours at the same time.
See, here's the solution. You have Vandenberg open for Schenker, and you just do both nights. You do both sets. You call it the Guitar Hero Tour or something.
I thought about. I did it once actually. I did it once with when I was not professional, but I did a couple of tours with two bands, and yeah, it was really hard. And I don't think it happens because Michael Schenker now he got this idea about to have Ronnie Romero as the only singer in the band.
Yeah, well,
so there is a lot of work because is a 50th anniversary celebration, so we're gonna play 2-hour show. I don't know yet how many songs, but it's gonna be a lot.
Well, he does 24, 25, 26 songs a night, so you're gonna be busy, my friend.
During 2 months, it's gonna be funny.
Well, actually, and I want to get to CoreLeoni for a second because I love that band, but you're going to have to go sing the UFO stuff. Is that something that you're looking forward to? Because
oh yeah, absolutely.
I would say your voice is higher than Phil's. How are you going to adapt to make it into your register?
Yeah, I did it before, and actually we were rehearsing already with Michael at the beginning of this year before the COVID, because supposed to be touring in April and June. and then never happens. But we were rehearsing, and I think that was the moment when Michael realized that I want this guy in the band, because I was just invited to play one song, that the song that I recorded in the previous album. It was "We Are the Boys," and he got me to play just one song in the tour with Graham Bonnet and the other guys, and then we were rehearsing, and then I remember I realized, like, in the we were rehearsing for 5 or 6 days. In the second day, I was rehearsing alone. There was no other singers.
Whoops, they're
It
gone.
was a little bit.
But that to me as a fan is going to be interesting, because you're going to be doing the Gary Barden stuff, you're going to be doing the Graham Bonnet stuff, you're going to be doing the Robin McCauley stuff, and then you're going to be doing whatever else. It's going to be.
But it's the same thing that, like, in Rainbow,
Yeah.
I was doing, and that was very funny to do. And when we started the rehearsals the first time with Ritchie, like 4 years ago, he was asking me, can you sing this song, and then can you sing this other one? And I remember one day he told me, you don't want to try Child in Time, because I really want to play that song, and I didn't play that song with the Purple since I don't remember. He told me, because he couldn't play the song in the last tour he did with the Purple, because Ian Gillan, it doesn't want to play the song, right? So he asked me, can you sing it? And I say, we can try. And we did it in the rehearsal, and then suddenly we were playing the song in live. So yeah, I was playing Ian Gillan, David Coverdale, Joelyn Turner, Graham Bonnet, Ron James Dio, and it was funny. It was funny.
I love the way you just say that. 'Cause, I'm covering Coverdale, and because it's as if you're covering, nobodies, but you're covering some of the biggest voices in rock, just like
No,
that. No,
no. To
no,
me,
but it's true. I
yeah.
mean, you've got that talent. Come on, you've got the talent.
I know. It's interesting when the people ask me, because it's the same thing that happens to me with Leo when we start to play together. How this happens? We were touring with Lords of Black, supporting Gothard in Spain. We did 3 shows together, and he was watching every show with Lords of Black. When we were playing the support act, he was in one of the side of the stage watching. And then suddenly, 2 years after, I got this call from Leo, and he told me about the idea to play some songs, blah blah. And I went to his house and to his studio in Switzerland, and he was playing a couple of songs to me that he recorded already for the project. It was Fire Dance from Gothard.
Yeah. And I got to say, Walk on Water is fucking brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah. And he played Fire Dance, and I say, can you open the microphone so I can sing the song? And I sang the song once in one take, and that's the take he put on the record.
Wow.
And he asked me how you can do this, and I say, I have no idea. It's the same thing when a lot of people ask me to have vocal lessons with me. Can you teach me to sing, blah, blah, blah? And I say, I cannot teach anybody, because I don't have any idea about how to do it. I'm right. Just do it, yeah. Right?
Well, they always say that in Canada, we say the best hockey players make the worst coaches, and the worst players make the best coaches, because the worst player always has to be taught what to do, and the other ones just do it naturally. Let me just go. I got to go to CoreLeoni for a second. So CoreLeoni, for fans that may or may not know, are these 2 albums that Leo and that you did, retaking some of the Gothard stuff. And I've got to say, I'm a huge Gothard fan, and to me, Steve Lee is a king. You don't touch Steve Lee. He's the.
Yep.
And then I heard you sing him, and I went, okay, you're to me the only guy that can sing like Steve Lee. I mean, you the way you did Anytime, Anywhere, the way you did the new stuff like Walk on Water, I was like, yep, that works. So.
But even I was surprised by myself. When we're recording the 2 albums, every time that I was in the studio with Leo, we were just like you and I were talking now. We were in the studio, and he was playing the songs, and I was singing, like really in a really relaxed mood. And then suddenly I was listening to the song, and I did this. I really did this. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. It's interesting because I don't think I have any similarity with Steve's voice. And I totally respect Steve, obviously, because he was a great, great singer, one of my favorites. And I never had any intentions to copy any
Oh,
of
wait,
his.
wait. I'm not
So,
saying you're copying. I'm just saying that those songs sound right with Steve, and they sound really right with you.
but suddenly, the people during the shows we were doing with Corleone, mostly in Switzerland, where they are, gods. Um, and the people, he was watching at me like, what the fuck's going on here? And everybody was happy with that. I remember there were good times with Corleone. We have good times because we did something like I never did before. It was to play music with a lot of respect and a lot of happiness behind. And I think that the people, they realize about that. And it was great. Unfortunately,
You moved
plans
on.
changed, and I really wanted to play more new songs
Yeah.
instead, just to stay in as a cover band, and that's it.
Well, I don't disagree with that. I think the first album to establish you with the voice, the band, fine. The second album, same thing. I think the third album had to be all original.
Yeah.
As a fan, that's my opinion. And for anybody who thinks that I'm bad mouthing Nick Mader, I am absolutely not. I love the albums they've done with Nick.
Oh, I can
Bang.
tell you,
Yeah.
that's the one thing that I always try to deal with during my stay in Corleone. You can't imagine how good is Nick Mather.
Oh, he's fantastic. Bang is a
Yes,
great
Bang.
album. 13
He,
is a great
he can
album.
sing in a way that I can't. I can't. I just for fun. We were trying to play a couple. Every time I was playing a couple of songs to Leo, like like a singing, uh, while we were on tour, because there is a couple of songs from Nick that I loved from Gothard, and I was telling to Leo, oh, we need to play these songs in the shows because I love it, but I cannot sing like Nick. He's unique. He's a unique voice. It's not like Steve. It's not like others. It's just Nick Mather playing, singing Gothard songs, and he's great.
No,
And
it's just funny because I was talking to one of their Gothard's roadies, and I was like, "Oh, I love what Ronnie's doing," and they're like, "Hey, but don't forget Nick's." And I was like, "Yes, but just because I'm saying Ronnie's good doesn't mean I'm saying Nick is
yeah,
bad. Like, why?
actually,
Why
yeah,
you?"
and I can tell you now because it's not going to happen. But the idea, it was last year to play a Steve Lee memorial show with the two bands together touring, playing all the Gothard songs with the two singers, and
That would have been
doesn't
so good.
happen because of the record labels.
Record labels, and you know what? Honestly, that would have been an arena tour in Switzerland. I mean,
Yeah.
they've got. Trying to think here, they've got 17 platinum albums or something like that. So
Oh, you can't believe it. If I was many times staying in the Leo's house, and it's unbelievable.
I know. And then let's quickly finish with this here because we've done half an hour. But Sunstorm,
Yeah.
Afterlife, coming out in March, and you've taken some flack for that, but I don't know why. It is a band that had Joe Lynn Turner going in there. Talk to me about stepping in and doing this, and
Yeah,
and
I got this call from Frontiers,
right.
which is great because I just realized that Serafino and Mario, the headers of Frontiers, they have a huge confidence on me to give me the chance to step in this project, which belongs to Frontiers. It's a Frontiers project, right? Um, I am a huge fan of Sunstorm, and obviously a huge fan of Joel Turner. When I got this message, I got really excited because it's a kind of a music that I never did before, and I like this kind of things. Like I don't want to be just a heavy metal singer or just a hard rock singer. I really love to try different things. I think that is the way that musicians and mostly singers, we can like develop our skills in different, and get out of our comfort zone, not just playing heavy metal, to play something different. And I was really wanted to try if I am able to sing this kind of music, melodic hard rock. And it was great. I was working with Alessandro Del Vecchio and Simone Mularoni from the band, and great songs. I think the people gonna, if they want to give a chance, they're gonna love it because I think it's great. It's absolutely great album.
Here, I'm looking at the information right now. It is released on March 12th,
12. Yeah.
2021. There you go. So that's going to be great. And Alessandro is fantastic. He's the go-to Frontiers guy, and hey, I'm looking forward to that. Ronnie, always a pleasure. I'm a huge fan. The Immortal album, which I have in front of me here on my phone, I've listened to it many times. It is so fucking good. I'm looking forward to Sunstorm, and I still listen to the CoreLeoni regularly, both of them. So, hey.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, great stuff. But thank you for today, and I'm glad we had a chance to connect. I don't know why on Lords of the Black I was told that, oh, he's not available. You got to talk to, but whatever. Here we are. Oh, and by the way, quickly, the Ferryman is. Are you going to do more of the Ferryman, or is the Ferryman done? That was Magnus Carlsen.
No. Actually, we'll start to talk with Magnus Carlsen about to start with the third record. Yeah.
Oh, great. See, what we need to do here is we need to have a Ronnie Romero festival, all-day festival.
Okay. You're with good ideas. Okay, I like
it. where we start at noon and we do all. No, I'm just kidding. But I love it. And you know what, folks? A working musician's got to work. That's.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and It's, as I say at the beginning, it's the only way that you can keep busy. There's no other way.
Anyway, there you go. And if not CoreLeoni, maybe you and Leo could do another project, because he's another one of these great guitarists that in North America.
He's a great guy. More than he's a great musician, but even better human being.
Yeah,
which is very important.
Yeah, I love.
There's not too much people like him.
Oh, I love Leo. He's terrific. I love all these European bands. There we go. Thank you, sir. Toujours un plaisir. Always a pleasure.
Pleasure.
Cheers. All right, let me turn.